welcome to another World of Warcraft Classic Profession Goldmaking video. Today we are taking a look at skinning, and before we even get into the main part of the video, let me just tell you, skinning is probably the best profession to have while leveling. And why? Well, most mobs you will kill while leveling will be skinnable, and even if that leather doesn't sell for enough to put it on the auction house, the raw vendor value will add up, and you will actually make a ton of gold from level 1 to level 60. I would even go as far as saying that having skinning will on its own secure you to have enough gold to buy the mount at level 40, especially if you do some mob grinding, since there are a lot of good gold farming spots out there where you kill beasts, and naturally skinning those beasts and vendoring that leather will add value to your gold per hour in those farms. Once you hit a higher level, you will also start finding leather that will be worth auctioning, like for example Warbear leather, which can be farmed in the northern part of Felwood from Angermaw Grizzlies, who also drop a certain alchemy recipe that sells pretty well. Point is, whether you are leveling or if you're max level and killing beasts for some reason, this will always give you something extra. If you're leveling a rogue, hunter or druid, you can even be self-sufficient gear-wise and pick up skinning plus leatherworking if you want to craft your own gear, but I would personally recommend skinning plus herbalism or skinning plus mining, especially if you're into gold making. And once you hit max level, you also have the option to skin devil sword leather, but this is very popular for gold making, and one way to do this is to be a rogue, be stealthed and skin steal other people's kills, but that will also make you hated on your server, so choose wisely. Reputation or gold, make your choice. You can also get core leather as well as pristine hide of the beast from different raids and dungeons, which we'll talk about in a couple of minutes, so this is a profession that will actually net you quite a bit of gold from raids and dungeons as well. One way to actually start making gold early with skinning, except for vendoring leather, is to go to whaling caverns and farm for deviate hides and deviate scales, especially as alliance, as leatherworkers will want these both to skill up their leatherworking and to craft actually good items, and for an alliance player it's more difficult to get to the barons than for a horde player, so if you're in alliance with skinning, this could be a good idea to make some gold. I actually cannot stress how important skinning is to have while leveling, so I'm saying it again. Pick up skinning on your first character. Even if you want to be a tailorer plus enchanter, pick up tailoring and skinning, send every BOE green item you get to your bank alt character, and once you level 60 and feel like you don't need skinning anymore, drop skinning and pick up enchanting, and send those greens back from your alt to your main and level up enchanting. The point is, you want to have skinning at least from level 1 to 60 because you will be killing tens of thousands of mobs in that level range, and many of them will be skinnable beasts. When farming beasts, skinning adds roughly 25% value to most gold farms when it comes to raw gold per hour, and a mob that is usually worth 20 silver will be worth 25 or more if you have skinning, and in 100 kills that's a 5 gold or more difference. In 1000 kills that is a 50 gold or more difference. Having skinning also serves another purpose. If you blow all your mana, energy or rage on killing a mob, taking those 3 seconds to skin will allow for your passive mana or energy regen to start, so your downtime between mobs will be spent more actively. And for hunters or warlocks, it's so smooth to have a pet attack macro, so you can send your pet to start attacking the next mob while you move to skin the mob you just killed. It just makes everything go so fast and so smooth. So basically every class will benefit from having skinning due to their more active downtimes, but hunters and warlocks will probably benefit the most because of no downtime. Also, while other professions will actually take time away from your leveling to skill up, like for example herbalism and mining, you have to actually look for herbs and mining nodes, which will make you level way slower, and if you don't focus on those professions, it's very easy to fall behind. Skinning is very easy to keep up, and you have to be an actual idiot to outlevel your skinning skill, making it even better for levelers, and especially speed levelers who want some extra gold. Crafting professions also takes up a ton of time with long craft times, plus you have to find the correct materials, which requires trips to various vendors and maybe even the auction house and the mailbox. Maybe you have to go to a different city, different zone, and so on. Skinning is very easy, makes you a ton of gold, is super convenient, and anyone can use it, not just leather wearers. There are 3 classes that I think is perfect for skinning, and those are hunters, warlocks, and mages. Why? Because they can effectively use their downtime for skinning, thus reducing their amount of downtime and just being more efficient or effective in general. Hunters and warlocks can send their pet to start attacking a new target while skinning the target they just killed, so they can actually eliminate downtime and keep jumping from mob to mob while skinning and making gold. Mages can pull a ton of enemies and AoE them down and skin them while either waiting for mana or waiting for respawns. This being said, every class can and should pick up skinning while leveling, but especially these 3 classes because it's even more effective for them. So now that we have all this information about skinning out of the way, I thought I'd go through some of the most important types of leather to farm, both for vendoring and for auctioning. First off, we have the Warbear leather. There are 2 great spots for farming this that I have found. Number 1 is the Angermoor Grizzlies in Northern Fellwood, aka the bears in Northern Fellwood. These have a roughly 20% drop chance when skinning of giving Warbear leather, otherwise they give rugged leather. Another bonus is that these grizzlies seem to have the drop for the recipe for Elixir of Giants, and it drops quite often as well, so there's some extra gold potential there. Number 2 is in Winterspring. From Everlook, go south along the road to Frostwhisper Gorge. On the hill there you will find tons of bears in the level range of 57 to 60. They seem to drop Warbear leather quite often when skinned, roughly 30% of the time, and basically Warbear leather seems to drop from bears above level 40 or above level 45, with higher drop chance from higher level bears. Next up we have the Rugged Leather. This can basically drop from any mob above level 45 when skinned, with higher levels having higher chances of dropping it. A really good farm for Rugged Leather is in the Eastern Plaguelands in the northern part near the back entrance of Stratholme and at the graveyard next to Argent Dawn Camp. The level 56 to 58 Demon Hounds and Plague Bats have a roughly 90% chance of giving Rugged Leather when skinned, plus they can drop some high level random items as well, making it really good for farming gold and farming Rugged Leather. Next up we have the Devil Sword Leather. These can be farmed from the Devil Source in Ungora Crater, but they will most likely be overpopulated and you will have to fight for tags on the mobs. Additionally, if you're on a PvP server, be prepared for tons of world PvP over these mobs, and even Devil Sword mafias ganking you. Core Leather can be skinned from the Core Hounds in Molten Core and requires a skill of 310 to be skinned, which means you will need an item that increases your skinning by a minimum of 10, for example Finkel's Skinner. They are mainly used for core armor kits and various epic item crafts. The Pristine Hide of the Beast. You get this by skinning the Beast boss in Upper Blackrock Spire. Prepare yourself for long arguments about who should get this item. Should it be the skinner, should it be the tank, the healer, the ninja pulling hunter, Chuck, the random dude claiming he's a streamer? That's gonna be fun. With these types of leather discussed, I thought I'd also share with you some of my personal favorite spots to farm with skinning. These spots are great because of their random drops like recipes, uncommons, rares, and maybe even epics, and the skinning helps you get a steady gold per hour either from vendoring or auctioning the leather. Number 1 is the Swamp Jaguars in Swamp of Sorrows. These are great because of the grey items they drop, plus having the chance of dropping uncommon items, rare items, and other world drops. Having skinning will increase your steady gold while killing these, and it's just a pretty smooth farm because there are so many of them in Swamp of Sorrows. Number 2 is the Steel Jaw Snapper in Tenaris. I have already talked about this in one of my gold making videos and where you can farm gold while leveling. These are great for the same reason as the Swamp Jaguars, Grey Vendor items plus world drops. An added bonus is that these snappers drop meat often used in cooking. It's also very close to a vendor, so you can farm these non-stop and just vendor when you need to. And they are very, like, when you're finished killing everyone along the coast, you can just go back up and the respawns should be back, so there's basically no downtime waiting for mobs. Number 3 is any type of whelps, for example Crimson Whelps in Wetlands or Dreaming Whelps in Swamp of Sorrows. These are great because they can drop the small flame sack which is needed to make fire protection potions, so it's always on high demand. Another bonus is the jackpot items like world drops or the pets like the Crimson Whelpling and the Emerald Whelpling, and these mobs or these whelps can also be skinned for additional profit. Other than this, skinning will increase the steady gold per hour from any farm out there that includes beast, and especially for hunters, warlocks or mages due to less downtime as explained earlier in this video. So there it is, my skinning goldmaking guide. I'm planning on making goldmaking guides for every single profession for Classic, although I cannot promise that they will all be done before Classic's release, but I will definitely do my best to at least try to get as many as possible uploaded before Classic comes out. I will mostly focus on gold making in Classic as well, and later on as I progress through Classic I might get more into the PvP and PvE part and make videos about that as well. One thing I definitely will make videos about in the future is twinking, as I plan to be one of the sickest level 19 twinks on my server. And with that being said, I think I'm going to end the video here because there's not much more to say about skinning. Initially I could just have made this into a 5-second video where I told you to pick up skinning while leveling so you can vendor the leather and it would give you tons of gold in the end, but hey, I wanted to make it a somewhat thorough gold making guide even though the profession is very simple. I do hope you enjoyed this video and maybe this made you reconsider your profession picks for Classic. It definitely did for me, as I initially planned to go herbalism plus alchemy, but I have now decided to go with the skinning plus herbalism, and I'll pick up alchemy on my first alt, maybe even drop skinning later on because it's so good for gold farming. I'm gonna keep it for at least the first month to farm some pure vendor value gold, and then I might switch over to alchemy, but we'll see. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did like the video, please take the time to slap a like on it, and if you want to interact with me outside of YouTube, I'll leave a link to my Discord server in the description below. That's it for now, I'll see you next time.